Who doesn't want to be smart? It's a real question. It's a valid question. Who does not want to be smart? For better or for worse, this society idealizes and idolizes intelligence. Intelligence is one of the key components into being successful and not having failures, into getting a job, into having the perfect life you want. So who wouldn't want to get an edge? Fortunately, you all have created a great product that is unique in this regard. IntelliJuice. By the name, you can obviously tell there's some kind of drinking aspect, and that it helps boost knowledge and increase IQ by 15 points by 2 hours. You guys already know this. You made this. But it is such a unique product that is just waiting to be tapped into the market, that people are willing to buy. People value intelligence. People want intelligence. There's no reason why they wouldn't want this product. And as far as the slogan goes, it's fuel for the brain. It perfectly explains how it works. It doesn't have weird details. It doesn't say anything. It's not vague. It says clearly and concisely in as short of words as possible what it does. It's fuel for the brain. So as such, when you read the title, when you see the slogan, you know exactly what you're buying. You're not confused. When you see a commercial about it, you're not confused on what that product is. You know exactly what it is. And with a logo and color scheme, the brain is a key component into intelligence. The brain is also very receptive to certain colors and brightness. So why not make the colors as vibrant as possible and as diverse so that it's eye-catching? It makes you attracted to the logo. So that's why you use a component of like a rainbow type pattern in the logo, so it basically gathers and grabs the audience's attention. It works pretty well. I mean, if you look at the logo, you are immediately grabbed by the juice part and then intelligent later. But you can easily read it too. It's not very difficult to read, especially from far away. And at a certain point, people will be able to reveal and remember the color scheme just by looking at it from far away. They don't even need to look at the logo. But the real question is, who is this product for? What are we going to market it towards? And through demographics and research, our best audience is males between the age range of 15 to 24. Why males? Well, simply because there's already a drink market there. Instead of having to create a new territory, being as wide as possible, there's already enough drinks out there like Gatorade, Powerade, and anything else. And you may be asking, well, if there's already drinks there, then why are we going into that market? Well, the thing is, IntelliJuice is so unique. You have the perfect ability to go into the market and prove why you're ahead of the pack, prove how you're different, to overtake the audiences and purchasers of the different drink products. That's a big deal. There is already a wide market, so you don't have to do very much as far as advertising goes. You will have to advertise, that's for sure, but you don't have to completely start from the ground up. You can place yourself in a decent position to succeed immediately. And why the 15 to 24 student age range? Well, it's very simple. It's because this product is tailored for students. 15 years of age is when you start high school. It's when your grades start mattering and when you figure out what you want to be in your life. Students are going to be overwhelmed as is. They want to get ahead as much as possible. They want to become smarter. And the best way to do that is through IntelliJuice. Their IQ goes up 10 points in 2 hours. If they just read that, they will think, wow, I'll do better on my test. I'll study more. It's just going to provide a boost to them all around. Students need this product, and it caters to them the most. Especially at the age of 24, that's when you're just graduating college. So between those age ranges, you have a great fit market and a lot of people that are willing to buy that drink constantly to get ahead in studies and work harder in school as it is. As far as income goes, we like to seek them into the $1 to $20,000 income level. The reason why it's so cheap is obviously because they're students. They're not going to have very much money. Maybe out of college they will, but immediately they're not going to have a lot of money. They probably rely on their family. But the thing is, also the reason why it's cheap is because IntelliJuice is only $2. So people can afford that. Maybe not in the $1 price range, but if you get a little ahead, yes, they will afford that. That's the beauty of it. Less income, but they can afford it. With such a small price to have intelligence, people will be willing to buy it no matter what their income is. And that's why we should gear more towards the student and economically lower level of just kids. Maybe family-wise, you look into people or families that are more of the middle of the pack, with about 38,000 to 50,000. However, if you're just targeting an audience of youth and students, this is the best income level to go. And after combining all those specifications into all the audiences, we have about 13 million males in our target group. Males, period, we have 43 million in our age range as a whole. But we have about 13 million people that we could potentially sell this drink to. That's a lot of people. The beauty of IntelliJuice is it can be bought multiple times. You can get another one. You can buy it in bulk. So there's just money to be made. There's money to be grossed just from having such a large fan base like that. If we can just tap into the entire market as a whole. Next up, we obviously need to get their attention somehow. So we have to create advertisements. One of the biggest key components of advertisements is the print ad. The print ad basically follows the same thing as the logo. I want it to be colorful. It has to be colorful. It needs to grab the audience's eye. This is going to go on a full page of a magazine. Everybody needs to see this. They need to see the logo, which they see up top there, and then they immediately see the slogan. They immediately know what they're getting into. And then all these other colors just have so many things to read, so many things to do. It's very eye-catching. It's very eye-grabbing. And again, it increases brain activity into those when you see all those colors. And the pertinent information is obviously in bigger letters. $1.99. That's a steal. That's a bargain just for your intelligence. You can buy that. There's a testimonial there. And our goal with the testimonial is to build credibility. It's from an average high school student. Because most people, or if our audience is in high school, they're going to see the testimonial of an average high school student and they're going to believe, wow, if it's helping them and it works for them, then it's going to work for me. Why not I try it out? Additionally, we have the logos where we're talking about increasing IQ by 10 points, where we're using logic about how it creates and makes you smarter. Additionally, we have a small blurb talking about our ingredients and how it's also calorically healthier than most drinks, making it also a better option in terms of health to drink instead of Gatorade or Powerade. And the biggest and key component is rhetorical questions. This is the biggest component in enthralling the audience because the rhetorical questions everybody can relate towards. One of them is, do you ever have a day where you feel like you can't do anything productive? Who hasn't had that? Everybody's had that. Have you ever had your grades in an unideal spot? A lot of people have had that too. If people are relating to those rhetorical questions, they'll be, what is this product? Maybe it will help me. Maybe there's a solution to these problems. And again, they're going to be more inclined to buy it. Have you ever wanted to be smarter? Of course. No, who's going to say no to that? Everybody wants to be smarter. That's why they want to get this drink. And this print ad with its color and its eye appeal and everything it has, it allows it to make it more and more just attention grabbing. People are not going to turn away when they're in a magazine looking at this ad. They're going to read it for a second. That's all we need. We need them there for the second and they need to keep reading. As long as you can get their attention first, that first and foremost is everything you really need. And secondly, another form of advertisement, and probably and arguably more bigger deal of an advertisement, is our TV commercial. So we also have to enthrall them and get them in somehow. And the best way to do that is to have a spokesperson, like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's an award-winning actor. He's a great actor. He's well-known in the celebrity. He's a well-known celebrity. He's extremely likable, and he's very, very trustable. And just through that, people will think, oh, if Jake Gyllenhaal has that, he's such a nice dude. He's a cool dude. I kind of want to be like him. Why don't I buy IntelliJuice? That right there will get you a lot of credibility with your audience, ethos, as it were. You're going to build so much more and more people are going to have that. And then it also starts with him saying rhetorical opening, just like it did in the ad, except he's saying it. So people, again, are going to be thinking, wow, the answer is this question. Have I ever wanted to be smarter? Well, yes, I have. And Jake Gyllenhaal has it. So combine the two, you have a sale. And lastly, for logos, we include ingredients facts like we did in the ad before. We talk about how it's healthier, how we use healthier ingredients, how we don't use additives or preservatives, and we use natural ingredients to make it half the caloric intake, so making it a good health option. Because not only is it increasing your intelligence, but it's helping your health. And lastly, at the end, we should have a title card. At the end, the title card sort of clarifies the pertinent information. Where can I buy this? That the customer probably has. Where can I buy this? How much is it? And while Jake Gyllenhaal does say it, it just reaffirms that action. $1.99? Let me go to the store now. Anywhere drinks are sold? Of course. They're immediately going to go to Walmart. That's the whole goal of this TV commercial. And it's only 30 seconds, so it doesn't completely waste their time. So with all those combined, the biggest key is exposure. How do we get our ads in the market itself and get to people? And that also comes with an advertising expense budget. With given the budget of $10 million, I've completely calculated everything we're going to do. We're going to start with magazines and television. There are two key magazines here that I think will perfectly pique our audience. One of them is Sports Illustrated. Why? Because they have a majority male fan base. They have over 71% male audience, and that right there is a lot of our audience as well. We're targeting males. While the median age might be a little different, the male audience is also key. And additionally, it's a great health alternative to Powerade or Gatorade. So people that most likely read Sports Illustrated are athletes who are trying to get healthier as well. So of course they're going to have and drink IntelliJuice if they want a healthier option instead of the other competitors. Well, the prices are kind of high for it, where it's for Sports Illustrated, it's $370,000 and $500 for a full page color. I only plan to do it about 8 times in a year, but in those 8 times, again, Sports Illustrated is only about a monthly to bi-weekly issue. It's not very much. In those 8, people will not be able to turn away from our colorful ad. They'll see it. They'll want it. And while it is only about $2.9 million in cost, the amount of revenue you can gain just from that wide male audience can be a lot to attain. And then, secondly, for our magazines is Game Informer. Game Informer is such a unique magazine because it has such a younger fan base. It's a bunch of video gamers, and a lot of video gamers tend to be younger. Additionally, a lot of video gamers tend to be male. And if our age range is 15 to 24 for males, Game Informer has the ideal spot for it. And additionally, it's quite a steal. It's about a third of the price of Game Informer for an ad, about $250,000 per spread. And it has, if we use 6 times in a year, again, there's about 12 issues in a year. If we put in half of that, it's only about $1.5 million we're spending. And we have a huge market of kids, not kids, but young adults that are looking for this drink, that find this drink from the ad. And if it's a full page color, they're not going to be able to ignore it. They're not going to be able to turn away. And frequency is going to allow more people to view it and be, I keep seeing this ad. Maybe I should go and try it just to see what it's like. Maybe see if it's good or not. And then the most crucial information again is probably television. For television, we have the key components of our commercial, and we have to figure out where. I figured out 2 networks that can work well, CBS and MTV. Let's start with CBS. CBS is a huge network. It's a basic cable channel. A lot of people have it. And our best bet is to air it during reruns and premieres of The Big Bang Theory. One of the most widely watched shows, period. People are going to watch it. It's also a relatively smart show. People that watch it claim and want to be smarter. It's a comedy show, but it also has a lot of smarter topics that they talk about. And it has a huge fan base. That right there is a steal. You're going to get so much exposure just in that spotlight itself. And they have over 20 episodes a season. There's just a lot of episodes going on. And while it is expensive, it's about almost $250,000 just per ad space. If we do 16 ads weekly or yearly, which is about a third or about 2/3 of their episode run in a year, that's only $3.8 million. But you have one of the biggest television shows with the most watched fan base looking at your ad. Who wouldn't want that opportunity just for $3.8 million? Lastly, we go to MTV. MTV is a very youthful network. It's always been. It's historically the music television channel. Kids and younger adults watch this network. And Ridiculousness is a show that is watched by a lot of male young adults, youth, as it were. And the beauty about Ridiculousness is they air 3 episodes a week. They have a huge number of episodes they release in a year. And it also gets a decent amount of viewership. A lot of people will be able to watch this over time. It may not be a lot of people at once, but over time, more and more people that watch Ridiculousness, maybe even once a week, will be able to see it. And if we only do 51 ads yearly, we're only spending $1.7 million. That's 51 ads. That's almost an ad a week in that regard. And they're only $35,000 per commercial. It's a steal that we get to use Ridiculousness as a spot. It's our perfect target audience that would be able to watch these ads. And there's such a frequency to it. For such a cheap price, it's hard to not use that kind of money on it. When you add up all those totals, you use about $9.97 million, which is about $30,000 less than the budget you gave me. So $30,000, what else could we do? We could probably even buy another spot if we wanted to go a little bit up by about $5,000. So about $30,000 is left over, and this right here is enough to have a huge ad expense and ad budget. So with all that being said, when you look at all my plans, you look at everything I have in stuff, I have a mission to make this drink popular. I need it to be. I want it to be the next Gatorade. It has the chance to be the next Gatorade. People want to get smarter. Gatorade is a service for the athletes. IntelliJuice is for all. Everybody wants to get smarter. It's healthier. It's fuel for the brain. More and more people are going to want IntelliJuice than others. We have a wider fan base. We have a market that is just seeking to be tapped. If you follow my instructions, if you follow my plan that I had for us all, and our commercial and our print ad, it will work. It will perfectly work. We have a wide fan base that's willing to be tapped into. We have exposure that is just willing to be taken. If we follow this plan, IntelliJuice will become a big name in a matter of months. Additionally, with this wide availability, it could be the next Coke. That is the goal. That will be the goal. I'm confident with this plan, it's going to work. If you listen to me, it will.